Hey guys, this is now my third attempt at taking the video because in grabbing something, I clicked the button and it stopped me halfway through my sentence as a recording. I'm kind of upset right now, but anyway. This is a 3-part video. It's a finish, my new WIP, and the September tag that was start by Shell Stitch 67. Please excuse the low quality of this video, but I've lost my memory card for my camera, as I think you guys know. I don't know where it went. I just don't. So right now I'm just using the built-in camera in my computer, which it's a laptop built-in camera. I mean, that's all you can really say about it. I'm going to continue searching and hopefully find the camera, the memory card even, so I can start using my camera again and actually have a little bit of quality to these videos. Anywho, first thing is first, my finish. You guys have been following me for 2 years doing this. I never want to see it again. Okay, I'm kidding. It's totally getting framed and being put up somewhere where everybody can see it. Oh, time out for just a second. Excuse that. That's my boyfriend's. He insists on having it in the living room. I hate it up there, but whatever. I have my cross stitch up. He has his little Duke banner flag, whatever it is. I don't know. He's had it hanging up since he lived here. He lived here for like 5 years before me. I've been living here for like 2 years. I've begged him to take it down. He won't. This used to be his bachelor pad, and he's very reluctant to let that kind of go. Anyway, so finish. Oh, a couple of people have asked me about this. I forget that a lot of you guys aren't in the cross-stitch groups on Facebook, so you guys have no idea what this is. This is, what I'm about to show you is called the Astrologer. It's a design by Joan Elliott. I used the DesignWorks kit. It was on sale at Joann's 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago next month, actually. It was supposed to be like $40, and it was on sale for $20. It's actually a really emotional story behind that. I was already starting to tear up. I was pregnant, and unfortunately at the time when I first found out, I was not upset, but I thought that, you know, me and my boyfriend hadn't really been together long enough to be having a child together, which we should have thought through, I know. But we didn't, and I was just mortified. He was a lot more accepting of it, because I was just like, no, I can't be pregnant. I don't need to be pregnant. We can no. And he was just like, look, you are. We have to take responsibility. So anyway, just as I was finally kind of starting to get excited and like, okay, we're about to have a baby and this, that, and the other, I had a miscarriage. I was 3 months pregnant, and I was devastated. Obviously, I just, you know, I'd lost a baby. I was very upset, and I went into a really deep depression. And so my boyfriend, he, it had been about 3 weeks, and my boyfriend took the day off work. Jeremiah took the day off work, and he spent the whole day with me. Now, as you guys know, I live in North Carolina. I live in Greenville, and there's a city, I don't know how far it is, but it's about an hour to get there. It's called Rocky Mount, and they have like this big flea market, and they have I think it's called Smithfield's. It's like a barbecue and chicken place, and Jeremiah's in love with it. And he used to go to the flea market all the time with his cousin on Friday. It was on Friday mornings, and he'd go to the flea market and he'd get his Smithson's or Smithfields. It's Smith something, I don't remember. So he took me out. He was gonna, you know, we had he knows I love flea markets and thrift stores and all that kind of stuff. So he took me to kind of cheer me up. And there was a Joann's, And I was like, oh, can we just, you know, go in and browse? Because at this point, I hadn't stopped cross stitching, but the guy that I was with before, it was an experience, I'll put it that way. I'm not going to talk, you know, down about this guy. Me and him were homeless, so I really didn't have any cross-stitching stuff. This was the first thing he'd really seen me cross-stitch. He'd seen me have, like, the little kits at Walmart that are like $1. It's like a butterfly and a ladybird and stuff like that. He'd seen me do that, but he'd never seen me do anything big. So I was like, can we just go in and have a look, because I want to see what they have. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I kept looking back at this, and I was like, oh, that is so pretty. I really like that. That is so pretty. You know, and I'm like, okay, you know, I've looked, I've browsed. Let's go. He's like, okay. He was like, well, be right back. I have to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay. He was like, go get in the car, whatever. So I'm going to sit in the car, and he comes out with a bag, and he had this with him. And he was like, you sure you can do something like this? And I was like, yeah. But like I said, to be fair, he don't ever see me do the dollar kits from Walmart that are like this big. So, I mean, I can understand why he was like, are you sure you can do that? So, are you guys ready? Yeah. So this is kind of, sorry, there's an add-on to that. I'm sorry. A little part of me was doing this in memory of the baby that we lost, which is kind of why I think I had such a hard time finishing it. Because a little tiny part of me felt that once it was finished, I would just forget all about the baby, and the memory would just be gone. I understand that that's ridiculous, and that, you know, it's not just going to go away. I'm never going to just forget, but it was very hard for me. Okay, now the meaningful, deep stuff is gone. I can actually show you guys this. I'm going to step back from the computer a little bit. And like I said, I haven't washed or ironed her yet, so excuse that. But here she is in her completely, finished glory. Jeremiah said that he's going to get her framed. It was kind of funny, actually, because, as you know, I had this. Let me fold it up just so you guys can see, because I know you guys know where I was, but I just want to do this for myself, just so I can see easier what I'm actually showing you guys. Okay. Oh, I hate folding it like this. But, okay. As you know, I had to finish her necklace and her hair, and the gold around here, and then the moons and stuff. Like I said, I don't know how well you can actually see these. So the first thing I did was I did the gold, because I just wanted to get it out of the way. I like I said, I really don't like working with this, and I really love Thread Heaven, but I went to Joann's to try and get some, and when I asked the clerk if they had any, she'd never heard of it. She had no idea what it was. And I was really upset. And I was like, how do you work at a craft store? I don't know what Thread Heaven is. But that's just another rant for another day. So I had finished her. Had I finished her face? Yeah, I'd finished her face. She now has eyes. She has 2 eyes now. And a nose and her lips. And the crown was supposed to be in metallic, but I actually like it a lot better. I didn't realize that until after I'd finished it, but I like it like this, so I'm just going to leave it be. So I'd finished all this back stitch right here, and I was about to finish her hair. The hair was the last thing I had to do. And Jeremiah picked it up. He was like, it's perfect, let's get it framed. And I was like, it's not finished. She was like, it's finished enough. I was like, okay, whatever. So there she is. I'm so excited to be finished with her. And then, of course, because that's just how I am, I immediately started my next project. Like, immediately. Jeremiah looked at me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be just, like, all in your faces like that. But, Jeremiah looked at me like I was insane. Because I started another big project, another Joan Elliott design, of course. And I mean, I was like, I'm finished, and I picked up the next project. Like, no space in between. I had a huge stitchy bug, and I was going to take advantage of it. You guys understand that, I know. So, that's my finish. Onto my WIP. I showed you guys this in my stash. That's not good. I'm going to have to laminate this or something. I don't know. So, this is my next project. Another Joan Elliott. This is Wizard. It's a DesignWorks kit. My mom got me for this. My mom got me this when she came out to visit. The first time she came to visit, I think I remember actually. No, I didn't. My mom bought me like just a whole bunch of stuff. She got me this, and she got me chickadee parts. She bought that one for me, and then she bought the poppies, which I think I've shown you guys. Did I show you guys my poppies? I'm pretty sure I showed you guys the poppies. I'm gonna make sure. You know what? I'll just grab it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so this she got me this one. She loves poppies, and she asked me if she bought me the kit, would I stitch her some poppies? And I was like, of course. It's my mom. My mom asked me for anything, I'm gonna do it. So I stitched this up. It took me about 3 days. I thought it was gonna take me a lot longer. This was a dimensions kit. This was a dimensions kit. Like I said, it took me about 3 days, and I mean, I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I had this really simple frame that I wasn't going to use. I don't really frame a lot, I guess. Well, at the time I didn't frame a lot, so I just framed this. I think it looks great. I do want to get like I actually have some now, but I didn't at the time. The framing mat thing that goes around the edge. I'm going to put one of those in. Oh, I have another finish to show you guys. Somebody saw, somebody in one of the groups, I think it was Cross Stitch and Discuss, I don't remember, found this, on Pinterest, and so, I mean, I immediately found it. I don't remember who it was, but I don't know. Anyway, so this I made and I framed. This I actually made for my mom, because as you know, I'm originally from England. My mom's English, and we call him her husband. They're not actually married, but they've been together 5 years, and my mom's, too old to be calling anybody her boyfriend. Like, that sounds really disrespectful, and I don't mean it to be. Just they're such a stable relationship, and they're older, so he's her husband. I don't care what anybody says. So this is for them. I used the the framing mat. I actually cut these sides off, because as you can see, this like barely fits in the frame. So I just cut those off, and I put those at the top. I do have to tape them down because they kind of slide a little bit, and I don't know if they're uneven. I can't tell, because I'm really bad at that kind of thing. Me and rulers are not friends because it's always sloped. So yeah, so that's another finish. So these are both, when my mom comes out, she'll be taking these both home with her, so they're not going to be in my house anymore. And Jeremiah's really upset because he wanted this for our house, so I have to stitch another one. Isn't it great having a partner that's just so supportive? Those are my finishes. I'm sorry, I was onto the WIP. I'm sorry. I want to show you guys something else that's kind of neat too, and I promise you, it's relevant to my WIP. So my next WIP is, I started the Wizard. I showed you guys where I was with him in the stash. I now have the masking tape on here. I love this stuff. It's the one thing I hated before. There was only one thing I hated about cross stitch, and that was, what's the word? Like finishing where you like sew the edges. I know there's a word for it. It's just totally escaping me right now. I'm sorry. Masking tape does the same job. It's cheaper. I'm sorry, like I'm you know, I don't work. I don't, you know, I'm unable to work, which really bothers me, but so, you know, we're living on one income. I can't afford to just waste thread like that. So I use the masking tape around the edges. I was a little concerned, but I counted, and I'm still gonna have like plenty of room. So this is where I'm at with my wizard. Let me try. So as you can see, I finished this part, and I finished this part with this is actually like 3 blues. There's the darker blue like right here, and then there's like a brighter dark blue. And then there's the lighter blue right here that's going to pretty much just go in here, except for right here, which will be the stars, which are going to be in metallic gold. So that's where I'm at with that. And you know, you guys, I see a lot of people in the groups asking about storage for all kinds of different things. Okay, seriously, guys. You know the little spice containers for like your garlic salt and your onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika and all that stuff. Okay, if you use like an alcohol, like a rubbing alcohol, it takes the label right off, and it takes the glue off too. And these are the beads for the wizard. I took some just like regular cardstock. I wrapped it around. Okay, I forgot about the rubbing alcohol thing, so I just soaked it in hot water and peeled the label off, so it's still kind of sticky, so I just kind of stuck that to the end. It doesn't matter. Nobody knows. You know, it's pretty much free storage. So for the wizard, I don't know if you guys saw the little white spots. I'll show you just in case. I'll show you a close-up. Okay, like right here. These right here are where beads go, and there are white and blue beads, and luckily the kit included the beads. The only thing that bothered me was they were all mixed up. They just like came in like a little plastic bag, and it gave you like it wasn't even a beading needle. It was just a really long thin needle, but it didn't have like the bend. I already have beading needles because I don't like French knots. They're not my friends. I think I've shown you guys where I use seed beads. Like, okay, like right here. Instead of the French knots, I use the seed beads, which I did not think ahead. I don't know. I might actually have to just take all those beads out because I have to wash and iron this. And then bead, so I didn't think that through. Some people iron it with the beads on. Some people don't. I think I might like iron like just that little part and see how they do, because some people say they crack and other people say they do just fine. So anyway, so this is, like I said, the cardstock. I put the wizard and white, and then the wizard and blue. Excuse my kind of messed up handwriting. I was in a rush. After the wizard, I'll be doing chickadee perch because there has been a new rule that I'm not allowed to start a new project until I finish the old one, unless it's like a little project. But I can't start a big project like this one or chickadee perch until I finish. So once I finish that, I'm going to finish chickadee perch, and then I'm going to move on to, I don't know. I think I might do the Mirabilia. Just because I've been doing so many design works and Joanne Elliott that I don't want to burn myself out. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do the Mirabilia just so that I can have a kind of break with a big project. Plus, I really, really, really want to work on linen. I'm so excited to do that. I really want to do it. I don't know where to get linen. I looked up prices and I was like, is linen really that expensive? Like, oh my goodness. Anyway, on to the September tag. I don't know if I said this already, but the September's tag, for those of you who don't know, started by Shell Stitch 67. It's 3 questions and then 3 random facts. The first question is, what do you have a favorite DMC floss color? If so, which is it? I have 3, and you guys can't make me pick. I'm not picking just one, I'm picking all 3. 2 of them are very similar, just kind of different shades. But my first one is 552. I love this color. Purple is my favorite color, but this is like my favorite shade of color, like that dark royal purple. Then my second one is 943. And these together, oh, they look so good. They're so pretty. See, this one kind of matches my nails a little bit. Actually, they do. Hey, look. They match. I didn't realize. And then my next one is, it's just a lighter version. It's 959 if you just put those next to each other. They're just kind of different shades. But I really like this color. It's kind of like a turquoisey aqua color. And it's all tangled up. Okay, here you are. So those are my 3 favorites. And like I said, you can't make me pick. I won't. I refuse. Second question is, do you stitch Christmas / winter themed things? Yes and no. I mean, I really want to. I would love to have more winter themed things for decorating the house, and I do plan on getting a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, I have like little things like Christmas ornaments and Christmas themed things, but I don't like do that every year. I do that when I see something that I like. I'll just do it. I mean, the last one I think I did was like in July, so that's where the that comes from. The third question is, I don't remember the exact wording of the question, but basically it's, do you like to read? And, you know, is that what's on your nightstand right now? I love to read. It would honestly be a waste if I didn't, because I've always had a huge talent for reading. It sounds very conceited, but I mean, I was in the 5th grade, I was at college grade reading level. So if I didn't like to read, it really would be a huge waste. They sat me down to teach me how to read, and I just read the book. And they were like, who taught you to read? And I'm like, nobody. And they're like, well, do you read at home? I'm like, no. And they're like, what's the first book you've read? And I was like, this one. So I've always been a huge reader. My biggest problem in life is that I cannot cross-stitch and read at the same time. I've tried audiobooks. That's actually how I read the first Game of Thrones book. And some I can do. It depends on the person, the narrator. Like I can't remember who did the Game of Thrones book. I can't remember for the life of me. But he was just so into it, and he made the whole experience really, it sucked me in. I could actually follow. That's a problem I have. Like, I learn and I find new information through reading. If I read it, that's it. I've absorbed it. I'm like a sponge. My mom would just be like, if she needed directions for something, she'd be like, here, read this, and then explain it to me in a way I can, understand, because I don't understand all that technical mumbo jumbo. And you're a sponge, you're just going to absorb it and you're going to figure it out in your head. So I can't follow if somebody's reading it to me. I have to actually read it for myself. So I was very wary of trying audiobooks. But I like that one, and I think if it's the same narrator, then I will probably have the rest. But I can't afford to buy audiobooks. I did the audible.com. I think they're still doing it, but you can get one free book if you sign up. So I just did that, and I got the Game of Thrones. So what I might do is I might cheat. I'm not gonna lie, I might cheat and just make another account with a different email, because I've got about 50 emails, and just keep getting the Game of Thrones books. Because, like I said, I can't afford to buy their books. So I actually read on my Kindle because I found a great site. It's been closed down. I didn't realize it was illegal downloading at the time. So messed up on the wrist. So, I mean, I downloaded hundreds of books. And as well, this is easier for storage of books, because I mean, all I've got is, I don't know if you guys can notice on the other side, if I'm trying to figure, okay, I'm trying to figure out which direction. Okay, that is my bookcase, that tiny little slim thing right there. So, I mean, I really don't have room for books, and this is a kind of small apartment. I mean, so I don't have room to get books and books and books. But on my Kindle, I've got like almost 3,000 books. So, actually, I have more than that now because I downloaded some the other day because I have the Kindle app for the free books. If you don't know what that app is, I will find it and show it to you. If I still have them. I know I downloaded a whole, I deleted a whole bunch of apps. Ugh, I don't have it. But anyway, there is an app where it will send you like an email with all the free Kindle books, and then there's another one, BookBub. I'll put it in the little information box, but BookBub, it has like all the it has free books, and I mean, I've never seen a book over like $5. And you can download them to your Kindle, or you can download them, some of them you can download, and they're downloadable to the Nook. I think that's the Barnes & Noble's like e-reader. I love this thing. I got it for Christmas. The first Christmas that me and Jeremiah were together, he got me this because my mom had one and I was so jealous. I didn't even know half the things you could do with this thing because I have the Kindle Fire. I have my Facebook, I have my Etsy, I have my Pinterest, which is really bad for me. All my books, I have music, I have games. I mean, I am a little bit addicted to bingo. So, yeah. I got all my bingos on here. I mean, look, you guys can see the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The first 9 apps are bingo. Well, not the first. I've got this little what is it? Abs trainer. And then I've got Avenue Flow, which I really like that game. That was kind of fun. And then I've got bingo, 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 bingo. Then my calendar. Then my calculator. I've got a chore checklist. I don't even know half the things I have on here. My daily task tracker, which I don't even use. Then email, Etsy, Facebook page manager, Facebook, Goodreads. Okay. I can actually show you on here how many because all the books that are on my to read list, I have. I don't know how well you can see that, but 2,279. So yeah, and I've already read 121. But anyway, on my nightstand, I just finished Angels and Demons. I don't care what anybody says. I love that book. You know, people are like, oh, it's historically inaccurate and it's not factual. You know what? It's a book. I don't read books. If I want to read like a fact book, I will look for a fact book. You know, when I want to be sucked into an adventure, I don't care if the facts are all there. I really don't. I'm sorry. Like, some people do, some people don't. I do. So right now what I'm reading is, I just finished that the other day. And then I'm one of those people, the minute I finish a book, I start a new one. And I am reading The Appeal by John Grisham. I'm only like a couple of chapters in. And I don't know if I like it yet. I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I think there were 3 of your favorite books. I don't know if that's actually a part of the question. I forget. I only looked at the thing like 30 minutes ago because I'm 30 minutes into my video almost. But 3 favorite books of mine. Oh, that's easy. That's Of Mice and Men. I love that book. Perfume, The Story of a Murderer, which is a little morbid now I think about it, but I couldn't put that book down. I loved it. And Tituba. In case you don't know what Tituba is about, it's a I'm trying to remember who it's by, but Tituba is if you guys know The Crucible, Tituba is the slave that gets accused of witchcraft. Now, in my English class, we didn't read The Crucible. I'm sorry, this hair has been annoying me for the longest. I hate seeing my hair out of place like that. Okay. Nope, it's still there. I'm sorry, you guys. Just there's just some things I'm just really OCD about, and that's one of them. And you know what? I don't even care. I don't care. Yeah, in my English class, my junior year, we didn't read The Crucible. We watched The Crucible. We watched the movie, and I had an awesome English teacher, Mr. McDonald, and he was just, I mean, he was great. I loved English. I've always loved English class. Always. It's always been a huge favorite class of mine, that and history. Honestly, all the main classes like English, history, and science, those were my things. Science teachers hated me because I questioned everything. I'm like, well, why does it do that? Oh, because these, particular particles react. I'm like, okay, but why? Because they just do. Yeah, but why? I was some teachers loved me for that, and other teachers hated me for it. Go figure. But Tituba is by, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find who it's by, because I don't want to just, okay, I'm going to say it's that, no, it's that one, whatever. Hey, Mary somebody, Maryse, Conde. I don't know exactly how to spell her name. Again, I will write the thing in the bottom. Anyway, so my English teacher was like, oh, well, everybody else is reading The Crucible. We're not going to read that. We're going to read Tituba. And everybody kind of went, okay, because, okay, as well, another reason was that I lived in a very urban area. And, I mean, I was one of 5 white kids at my school. That was it. And everybody told me, oh, well, you're not white, you're English. I'm still white, but whatever. It was mostly Hispanic and African American. So a lot of things that were not twisted around, but they put a very different twist on things. And Mr. McDonald, like I said, he was awesome. I loved him. He was like, okay, well, you guys want to know, you guys, this is part of your culture, this is part of your history, why not, this has, as well as being kind of fictional, it also has a lot of how times were back then, so we're going to read this. And I fell in love with that book. To this day, it will be my favorite book. It's been 10 years since I read it, and it's still a favorite. The other two, I had a friend, and kind of had a crush on me. He was kind of an older guy. I was 19, and he lived like a few blocks away. And so for my birthday, my 19th birthday, he bought me a bunch of books, and oh my god, and some marinated prime rib that was so good. Anyway, and 2 of those books were Perfume and Of Mice and Men. He also gave me The Grapes of Wrath, and then a poetry book, but I can't remember who the poetry book, I can't remember who it was. I know I enjoyed all of them, but Perfume changed my life. It really did. It changed. I loved that book. I have a lot of favorite books, honestly. But if I was going to recommend books, those 3 would be it. Those and Dan Brown's books. I don't care what anybody says. Dan Brown is an amazing writer. He totally sucks you in. He's a good escape. I'm always looking for different books to read. I don't have a favorite genre of book. Just a book is a book is a book. I don't care. I will read the cereal box if there's nothing else to read. So yeah, those are my books. 3 random facts. I'm trying to think of facts you guys don't already know about me. Okay. One is, I'm very old-fashioned. I believe in, I'm the biggest walking contradiction ever. I am a feminist who believes in traditional roles. But I'm not a feminist as in women are the best and women that I believe I'm more of a humanitarian than a feminist. I believe that we should all be equal, period. You know, you know, a man shouldn't be hated just because he's a man, and a woman shouldn't have to worry about walking down the street without getting, you know, cat calls and all this other stuff. But yeah, I do. I believe in traditional roles. I believe that, you know, I do believe women should work, but if, like, in my case, my Jeremiah works and I don't. So I make sure that the house is clean, the food is cooked, I do the laundry. You know, when we have children, they'll be my responsibility. I wake up an hour before he does to make sure that I'm showered and I have, you know, that I'm put together. I cook him breakfast. I usually make like a bacon and egg biscuit. That way I can just like wrap it up and he can take it with him. That way it's easy for him to work because he has to wake up real early to get to work. Second, I am all about frugality and making everything from scratch. I mean, everything. Like the biscuits, I make those biscuits. We do not buy bread in this house. I make biscuits. I do plan on making bread, but I need a loaf pan because so far my attempts at bread have been flat. And, you know, you really can't use flat bread for a sandwich or, you know, if you're slicing it. Like, it's good for certain, like garlic bread. Oh, it's fantastic for garlic bread. Just little slices that you can cut real thick. I make my own seasonings, like my taco seasoning, my Creole seasoning. I have Italian dressing seasoning, all that stuff. I have other stuff that I'm gonna make. I make my own tomato sauce for my spaghetti. I make chicken Alfredo fettuccine. I make my own Alfredo sauce. Jeremiah thinks it's ridiculous, but he thinks the food is delicious, so it goes either way. A third fact. Oh my, a third fact. I can't think of anything. Oh my goodness, I have no idea. I have an obsession with socks. It's true. I really do. I mean, I cannot go to any store without buying a pack of socks. I have so many pairs of socks, it's ridiculous. And I don't like white socks. They have to be ankle socks, and they have to have a pretty pattern on them. I live across the street from a Family Dollar. So bad for my sock obsession. It's really bad. You guys, it's bad. Like, I got a lot of socks. We know that we're really desperate for laundry when I'm running out of socks. I'll put it that way. That's when Jeremiah goes, oh crap, we really, really, really need to do laundry. And I'm like, yeah, I have no socks. So, if you have not done the September Stitchy tag, I'm sorry, then I tag all of you. Get it done. If I can do it, you can do it. This is the first time that you guys have seen actually like my face in a video. I'm sorry. That's all I can really think about. If there's anything that you guys in particular want me to do a video on, you know, I'm always willing to take suggestions. Yeah, that's it as far as I can tell. Oh my goodness, this is almost 40 minutes long. Anybody who has stuck through my rambling for 40 minutes, I commend you and you deserve a medal. And that's it. Have a great Stitchy day.